Hey guys, and welcome back. We're here with another Friday Facts Factorio discussion. So this Friday Facts, there wasn't a lot of different things to go over, and nothing like huge in terms of game features, but something that has actually become pretty controversial. So really the main thing this Friday Facts addresses, as you can probably tell by the title, is night vision. As night vision is now in the game, it's just not good. I mean, to be flat out, I think pretty much everyone would agree, and even the devs at this point agree that as night vision is right now in the game, it makes things not look nice. And honestly, I would say probably at least 90 to 95% of the players just never use it. I put it on once a long time ago and quickly decided against it, and have never used it again. Pretty much everyone else I know who plays does the same thing. So they discuss some different ways to change it and show some examples, which we'll go over down below. And then I'm going to hop over to the actual discussion thread on the forum because somebody actually came up with kind of a different approach to it, which personally I really like, and it seems the majority of the players really like as well. So Twinsen is continuing to tweak the combat, which is good news. However, he started to complain about the green fog effect that is applied when the player has night vision on. And they kind of just explain the way it works. It reduces the darkness of night and then draws a transparent green overlay, which washes out colors, reduces contrast, and makes it not very nice to look at. So the first idea was essentially to make the green overlay be rendered around light sources, to kind of reward players who actually put down lights and stuff. But they said that this didn't work out too well. And then they continue down and they say, next we try to darken only the red and blue channels when night vision is on. This will make the picture green without losing contrast, and we can drop the green overlay. We kept not applying effect onto lighted areas logic, and it started to look interesting. So this is kind of like what their second example looks like. And actually, personally, I don't mind this one. This one doesn't look bad, right? It doesn't, I mean, the trees are kind of bright green, but that's not too bad. It doesn't make things look really bad at all to me. I mean, I would probably maybe use this. It's better than what we have, in my opinion. They said, however, Albert wasn't happy with the results, so they continued playing with it. They added a soft green tint to light areas and a bright green glow onto the transition between light and darkness. Then we added white highlights to light sources, and it finally started to be pleasant to look at. So this is where the controversy is, and pretty much the majority of people, including myself, are totally disagreeing with this. Because here's the example of what they're saying is nice to look at. And personally, I think this looks... I'm trying to think of a way to say it. This does not look good. And most people on the forum discussion seem to agree. This, in fact, in my opinion, looks worse than what we currently have. I mean, it honestly kind of strains and hurts my eyes to even look at this. I can't imagine running around a factory or in the game at all with something like this. So they're saying for now they'll stick with this, but they plan to work on it. They can't agree if the change is better or worse. So, I mean, they are still kind of having their own controversy with it. So, we'll see what happens. And they say maybe heat vision, which I think would be really cool. So, like, thermal, I think would be really nice. And that's kind of an example I'm going to show you in a minute. So yeah, I mean, really, in my entire history of playing Factorio, which has been over 2 years now, and over 1,000, 1,500 hours and stuff, through all of that, I have had almost no complaints or criticisms of anything the devs have done in the game. I mean, there's been like maybe one or two things that I personally disagreed with, and they were, just kind of small, just like, are you sure you want to do this? They weren't like huge things. I would say the night vision is probably something I would add to that list. I am not a fan of the current night vision at all. I'm not a fan of what this new version looks like at all, and I'd be interested to hear what you guys think. And I kind of, in a minute here, I'm going to touch on some other stuff related to this and their approach to it, and just kind of my opinion for that. So then at the end here, though, we have Factorio developer tools. So I'm just going to kind of summarize this. Essentially, they're adding a way here for things to be able to update without having to restart the game. So they're saying there's always been a need for tools to help artists with post-production of sprites. So we've added a developer feature that allows the Factorio engine to reload any sprite sheet within a second of it being changed. Their artists are really excited because now they can like make edits and stuff and save it immediately without having to restart the game every time like you do now. And then on top of that, they plan to add the ability to modify certain prototype values in runtime. And say it's mainly intended for artists, but eventually could go to other aspects of the game. And yeah, so essentially they're going to make it so that you can change things in a matter of seconds, like in the game, without having to restart the whole game every time as it is now, which is super nice. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. You know, this was actually kind of a short Friday Facts. However, it has, as I said, has become very controversial. Pretty much everybody has said that they dislike this new version of the night vision. However, this person has come up with a version that the majority of people I've read on the discussion page here really like, and I am in total agreement. I am a big fan of this take on it. So Milo RK has come up with kind of their own take on it. And this is without night vision, right? This is what it looks like just now without night vision. Okay, this is kind of their take on what night vision might look like. So I know it's not green and stuff, but I mean, really, I think night vision has advanced to a point in modern day now where it isn't necessarily a green tint anymore, at least not in some cases. So this is kind of more grayscale, which I think actually just looks better than the green altogether. And then they're also discussing thermal vision. So this would be, again, without it. And then this one I really like. So this is like night vision and thermal combined, which I think just looks great, right? This is the grayscale where you don't have lights, but then the biters are, thermal. They're highlighted red, which, I mean, it's a little kind of splotchy and stuff, but I mean, this is a pretty quick workup, I think. If this was like tuned a bit, I think this would be fantastic. I mean, it makes them easier to see. It adds a nice contrast. It just looks really cool. Personally, I'm a huge fan of this. And there was some more discussion with it, and people said maybe he should, or they should turn down the gray a bit. So we come down to now this version, somewhere through here, they kind of turn down the gray a bit. Okay, he reduced the grayscale to 80%. So this is normal vision. Again, this is what it looks like now. And then this is the new one. Again, the biters are a little weird, but I mean, not bad. In the gray, I actually like this even better now, where the grayscale is not quite as much as it was. But I still really, really like having the thermal effect with the biters being red and stuff. It just makes them easier to see and is really cool. So that's kind of that. And my last thoughts here is I kind of illustrated in one of the posts, one of the latest posts I made on here is, you know, they're trying to go with the green tint thing, which may have been, you know, more realistic a while ago. But as I said, I'm pretty sure that in modern day, night vision has advanced or changed to a point where it's not necessarily a green tint. And kind of the point that I brought up here, and this is just my opinion, and I'd love to hear your opinions as well down in the comments. You know, let me know what you think in regards to all this. But, you know, if they're trying to go with like a realism factor by having the green tint thing, honestly, I think that ship has kind of sailed. I mean, Factorio is a game. It doesn't have to be realistic. And like I said, that ship's kind of already sailed. I mean, you can carry rocket silos in your backpack. You can handcraft tanks. You have teeny little portable fusion reactors that power like an Iron Man type suit. You would think that you would, you know, in this Factorio world, if you had the technology to like make portable fusion reactors, you would have the technology to make night vision that isn't like from the 90s, or whatever. I don't know time periods in real life for what it may or may not look like, but you know, it's like, I think, and then plus, right, we're on a different world. You know, for all we know, at least from what I've read in the kind of lore or the backstory of Factorio, which isn't super in-depth at this point, I don't recall there being anything mentioned specifically about Earth. So, for all we know, this is an entirely different galaxy or universe or timeline or whatever. It's like, I don't think it has to be adapted to be close to, real life if it doesn't look good. I mean, if they can make it look good, go for it. But I think that it's totally acceptable to just veer off the course of having the green tint, which, in my opinion, I don't. If they do it, I think regardless of how they do it with the green tint, I'll still never use it because it hurts my eyes and it just doesn't look good with the green tint. I mean, that's just kind of my personal opinion. But doing something like Milo suggested with the grayscale and stuff, I think, granted, it may not be quite realistic to how it is now, but does it have to be? I mean, that's kind of what I'm thinking. So anyway, I think that does it for this one, guys. I'd love to hear your thoughts on, these examples they've provided for the night vision, that grayscale one, any other thoughts you have. I think it should be interesting to see what they come up with. This has become pretty controversial pretty quickly in regards to the night vision. So we'll see what happens. One other thing is I do hope they allow it to be able to be turned on and off with a hotkey, because as it is now, you have to right, it turns on when it starts turning night and stays on if you have it in your power armor suit, and then turns off when it becomes day. And if you just want to turn it off manually, you have to open your power armor suit and take it out. I really hope they allow you to have a key binding for something like that, where you can literally just hit a key and turn it on and off. That would be super nice. But anyway, that'll do it for this one, guys. As always, thank you for watching. Again, love to hear your thoughts down below. And if you enjoyed, and feel free to leave a thumbs up. But until next time, look forward to seeing you all, and do take care.